Milan is a proud, old and stylish city. It is the place where new trends are conceived. Impressive buildings of the city make you astonished with ingenious solutions of the ancestors. The magnitude of these solutions is fascinating, and this is exactly what our hero once got interested in. She chose this city almost immediately during her tour around Europe. It was love at first sight. Having finished her education and having acquired a family, our hero and her husband decided to launch a social-oriented business project for the first-time entrepreneurs in Kazakhstan. Let's get acquainted with Diana and her life in Milan.
Решили с подругой попутешествовать по Европе, проехались по всем.
My friend and I decided to get a tour around Europe, so we visited some European cities. These were also Venice and Paris in the list, but we loved Milan most of all.
Слишком людно, скажем, как в Париже, и не так слишком тихо, как в Венеции. Милан понравился.
It is not as crowded as Paris, among other things, and it is not as quiet as Venice. Architecture, exhibitions, museums, opera houses, ballet studios, all of them were so exciting. I mean, you can just sit at home planning to go nowhere, and then you go to the internet and see that there's a concert by Andrea Bocelli tonight. And then you just get dressed and go there because they organize such a vast cultural program here. Our hero likes her city very much, and she never misses the opportunity to leisurely walk through its streets, which are imbued with a spirit of history and have historical architectural masterpieces scattered like diamonds. Let's explore this city together. I also like the opportunity to walk around this city and enjoy this the whole day. Each city has its street musicians. They earn their living by their mastery, but they differ from one another by their attitude towards their listeners. A Milanese musician is a showman, above all, who is extremely motivated with attention of the passerby. But naturally, he also takes the gratitude expressed in hard money. Our hero is going to her favorite place, which is probably the favorite for every Milanese. The place where actually, Milan begins. Milan starts with the Piazza Duomo Square. It is the site where a majestic and beautiful cathedral of Santa Maria Nascente was built, a symbol of the city and the jewel of Italian Gothic. Its construction was initiated in 1386 and lasted for almost 5 centuries. It is built of white marble and is the 4th largest cathedral in Europe. Indeed, its dimensions are impressive. The length is 158 meters, width 93 meters, and height of 108. Outside the cathedral is decorated with more than 2,000 marble statues, 135 large lacy spears, and a lot of small ones. Everywhere fretwork making the cathedral seemingly weightless and very light. A statue of Madonna made of gilded bronze is put on the highest spire of 4 meters in height. kind of friend can you find in a foreign land? What common interests can join people together? What will be the point of agreement? Friends are the conscious people, common interests and open hearts.
С Дианой мы познакомились около 5 лет назад. Нас познакомили наши общие знакомые, которые организовывали вечер, посвященный России и российским.
I met Diana about 5 years ago. We were introduced to each other by our mutual friends who had organized a party dedicated to Russia and Russian traditions. We agreed in our traditional preferences. Besides, we met with her and our mutual friend at a meeting of the Kazakhs in Milan, because we're all the same Russian-speaking people, and we have a lot to talk about, to discuss common traditions. We have common general concepts of culture, and our mentalities have more common traits with each other than with other nationalities. Diana is a real patriot of her homeland. Even being far from her native land, she's still in the swim of the issues, which are important and vital for Kazakhstan. She is the one who organizes, leads, and inspires a small but fundamentally important action for support and popularization of a mega event, Expo 2017, Astana, Kazakhstan.
Еще я люблю в Милане этот замок, замок Сфорцеско. Мы часто сюда приходим гулять с семьей.
I also like the castle in Milan, the Francesco's castle. We often come here to walk with my family.
За этим замком находится парк Симпионы, он один из самых больших в Милане. Еще это место мне близко тем, что здесь собираются...
Various activities are often arranged here, such as children's activities in the park. Sempione Park is located behind the castle, and it is one of the biggest parks in Milan. I also like this place because various nationalities are gathered together here. They show their traditions, the way they live, the way they rest, how they prepare their food, and, besides, they exhibit their kitchen. They show their national dance and tell about their countries, and this may be the best thing which I love in this city. I always think of Kazakhstan, which I miss and which I will always keep in my heart. In Milan, they, of course, have their own parks. One of them is very old with its history, with its own legends and tales. It is ready to shelter you from the hot sun and the summer heat and give a pleasant, cool, and gentle breeze. We are talking about the Sempione Park, of course. It was created a long time ago and later redesigned into the garden of an English landscape type. A picturesque combination of trees, alleys, bridges, streams, green lawns, and fountains. And at this place they created fabulous enchanted places, inviting nooks, which turned into a true oasis in the middle of the city. This area, the park and the castle, is very popular with the Milanese. They celebrate here all significant events, fairs, and competitions, inviting participants from all over the world. At last we've reached the house. You're welcome, come in.
Вот моя дочь.
This is my daughter, Joselle, a year and 8 months, and this is my husband, Alessandro. Having decided to twist her fortune with Milan, our hero weighed up various options. But this is not a rationally analyzable thing, and an amazing meeting with her future husband predetermined the future fate of Diana. Generally speaking, our hero is bound to Milan by her family. It supports her, makes her to grow, and makes her to be a true homemaker. Diana has a cute and cozy home located in the beautiful and charming place.
Diana, ci siamo incontrati circa 3 anni fa a Genova, non era a Milano. Lei stava a Milano, stava facendo gli studi, io ero a Genova.
Diana and I met 3 years ago in a small town La Spezia, located at the coast of Portofino. She was on her travel and I was working in the naval infantry then. She lived in Milan at the time and studied her graduate courses, and at the moment when we first met, I knew that I would marry this girl.
Dopo che ci siamo sposati sono andato in Kazakistan.
I made her an offer of marriage in a week, but we played the wedding only after she finished her university. Immediately after the wedding, we went to Kazakhstan for the first time. I really like the country and the hospitality of the Kazakh people. They're very close to the Italians in spirit. They have the same kind, warm, and hospitable nature, so I very quickly made friends. We visit Kazakhstan several times a year to see all the relatives and friends. Also, we visit my family in Naples every year for Christmas. We hope that our child will know the origin, both Kazakh and Italian. Having visited Kazakhstan and having studied the market, Diana's husband decided to launch a startup fully focused on Kazakhstan users. Diana, who finished her training courses by that time, joined her husband, and now they are together involved in promoting of the family project.
Диану я знаю как человека достаточно активного, открытого, которая стремится всегда развиваться и в поисках каких-то...
I know Diana as a rather active and open human being who always tries to develop herself and is always in search of some novelties. To my mind, Milan is an ideal city for her because this city is full of exhibitions, design studios, and cultural heritage. You know, the city is rather industrial than historical. There are always new items represented in Milan. The man who wants to develop himself and promote his ideas, this is an ideal place here, like a fish in water, because the city gives all opportunities to those who want to make achievements and show their talents. My work now has no connection with my creative activities, but anyway, the master's degree, which I earned here, helps me very much.
Всем менеджерским качествам, всем качествам управления, как...
Because I got there all my managing skills. I learned there how to run business and how to raise it to the level, which can be called a small success.
L'idea è partita di aprire il sito in Kazakistan perché abbiamo notato che...
The idea of creating a website emerged from the current internet market in Kazakhstan. I noticed that the classified sites are intended primarily for private individuals, and those sites created for the companies imply very high monthly payment. Since our website allows the companies to place their goods and services completely free of charge, they can also promote themselves on the main page without any additional charge. For example, there are people who sell and buy goods in parallel through our site, and they do it without any cost. I think it is convenient. Also, if you wish, you can place the link which will transfer the customers directly to your site, thereby giving possibilities to find manufacturers without any intermediaries. Moreover, those who place their ads on our site are promoted in social networks, which give additional opportunities in sales. There is no secret how much time people spend in social networks. Not much time passed away since we launched the project, but we have already more than 6,000 registered users.
Мужа я поддерживаю в этой деятельности, помогаю ему, как и...
I support my husband in this activity and help him both in the ideas of creating some kinds of new marketing strategies.
Маркетинговых стратегий, так и поддерживаю цель, которую нужно просто...
In achieving the goals, transforming them just into a successful project.
Диана, естественно, дорожит своими культурными традициями, и, в принципе, с ней впервые я попробовала...
It is natural that Diana esteems her cultural traditions, and in principle, I had just a taste of the Kazakh national dish bishbarmak with her for the first time. She cooked it in Milan, where, in principle, I think it is problematic enough to get all the necessary ingredients. She prepared them since the morning, and I was very impressed with her efforts. She spent a lot of time and effort for several hours to show something that was natural for her. It was completely new for me. Diana, in this regard, is ready to spend a lot of time and effort to please other people. She gives away a portion of her, not even expecting something in return.
Что-то взамен.
Готовлю сейчас мое любимое блюдо. Называется оно
We're cooking my favorite dish. It is called spaghetti alla scoglio. Generally speaking, it is crazy for Kazakh cuisine to add wine into any dish. This is one of the peculiarities I learned from my mother-in-law. She taught me to cook a lot of Italian meals, and she also taught me many Italian traditions. Eventually, our hero accepted and fell in love with the Italian kitchen. Now she cooks with pleasure her husband's favorite meals. It was not so simple, but there are no irresistible barriers to those who like to cook, and more importantly, who can do it.
La cucina di mia moglie è veramente deliziosa, soprattutto per...
My wife cooks really very tasty dishes. She has very quickly got a hand in it and learned to cook Italian cuisine just like in restaurants, and sometimes even much tastier. It's great to enjoy delicious home-cooked meals, especially after a hard working day, and in the warmth and comfort. I am not the only one who noticed it. My friends and guests also see it visiting our home.
Итальянские традиции мы здесь соблюдаем. Ездим каждый год на Рождество.
We observe Italian tradition here. Every year at Christmas, we visit my husband's parents in the south. And they naturally prepare a fir tree and put presents for their granddaughter and arrange the whole celebration for her. In the spring, we go to Kazakhstan and celebrate Nowruz holidays there. I mean, we celebrate all Kazakh traditional holidays together.
То есть все традиции, которые в Казахстане, празднуют вместе с нами. Раньше ему было непонятно.
Formerly, it was incomprehensible for my husband. How is it possible just to sit and have tea and talk for hours? But now it is also our tradition. Now he and I and our Joselle near us can spend hours just drinking tea. Our latest trip and our latest broadcast comes to an end. We have said goodbye to our latest hero, and we have the feeling that we could not see everything that is offered by Milan. The fact is, you must have much more time to explore this amazing city, its architecture, and its inhabitants. But this regret is alleviated, of course, by our familiarity with Diana and her lovely family. We plunged into the affairs of Diana a little and were very impressed. Being in Italy thousands of kilometers from Kazakhstan and to stay so immersed in the affairs of the homeland, this is worthy of respect. It warms us our hero is not going to lose the touch with her homeland, which gives us hope to see her soon. Thanks very much. Of course, we could not forget about the gifts that we brought here with us to allow the motherland to warm the hearts of such amazing people.
Всем казахстанцам желаем счастья, процветания.
We wish happiness, love, and health to all Kazakhstan people. Barlik Kazakhstanda. Ulken, Ulken Salem. Goodbye.